So, if you've been living under a rock recently, you might not have heard that Brandon Sanderson has just set off a thermonuclear device in the world of books, and I'm going to be talking about that today. It is way too early to be recording this video, but I didn't do it last night, so here we are. I'll set the scene for you. Brandon Sanderson, if you're not aware, is the fastest writer to put pen to paper. This man is a machine. Recently I was following his writing for the upcoming Mistborn book. He was writing upwards of 10,000 words a day. Now, for context, I like to consider myself an amateur writer. I haven't published anything, but I'm on my third book. And I can, on a good day, write maybe a bit over 1,000 words an hour, and that puts that into context, I suppose. For a little more context, though, one of his most recent books, Rhythm of War, was 450,000 words. Now, to compare that to, say, The Hunger Games, you'd find that was actually the combined length of all 3 Hunger Games books, times 1.5. And to top it all off, that wasn't even the only book he released that year, so the man is an absolute machine. The point being, no one thought he was actually able to write anymore, but we were all of us deceived, in the words of J.R.R. Tolkien, for another 4 books were forged in secret. Well, it's actually another 5 books, but one of them was a more of a teen book, so he isn't releasing that yet. He'll release that later as a light novel, effectively. But effectively, what's happened is that over lockdown, without the pressures to do signings or extra pressures from book publishers, Sanderson has decided to write 4 extra books that are all complete. And right now, you can actually go onto a Kickstarter, which I'll link in the description, and sign up to get all 4 of these books next year in what he is calling the Year of Sanderson. Now, he actually pulled this off with quite an excellent trick. He made everyone think that he was really stressed. He had some very bad news he was going to say, only for him to prank every single one of his fans and the world at large now, it seems, by releasing this Kickstarter out of nowhere. Now, what is the Year of Sanderson? What he's trying to do is he's trying to do like a loot box, and loot boxes for me are something I've enjoyed when I've done them for a bit, but the niche quickly gets boring because, well, they're always for a topic I don't know, something vague like video games or anime, and that you're just never going to relate to everything you get in that box, and often it'll be something a bit tacky or something cool, but you don't really care for it, like a mug or, I don't know, like a t-shirt for a game you've never played. Brandon is doing a loot crate for 12 months only, where the entirety of next year, I say loot crate, I'm probably going to get sued, loot box, where the entirety of every single month will be about Brandon Sanderson books. So quarterly, you'll actually just get a hardcover copy of one of the books that he's written, 3 of which are in the Cosmere, his shared universe, so a great time to actually go started on that. I'll get to that later. And the other 8 months of the year, you'll get a loot box with cool stuff from any one of his different novel series. For example, I believe the first box. Good. Don't wake up at 6 in the morning to record videos, guys. But basically, so the first month will be, the second month will be about the Skyward series. Then later in the year, you'll get Mistborn and Stormlight Archive. It's 2 main series. You'll get to explore all his different worlds in the Cosmere and outside the Cosmere with cool loot. And I think he's charging all this a bit under $500 US, so it's not too bad a price considering what you're getting for a whole year of stuff. I'm just signing up as soon as my paycheck comes through. So, obviously something very cool, but how has it broken the internet? Well, this has already raised over 25 million US dollars, I think. At the time of recording, I think it's somewhere over £20,000, which is obviously the fastest and largest Kickstarter of all time, and that's in 2 weeks. So there's another 2 whole weeks of this, a bit more actually, before the Kickstarter finishes. It could go over 30 million, maybe even 35, who knows. Point being, this is absolutely insane. It is spread way past just his own fans, and has really shared his books to an entirely new audience. Now, I love this for a few reasons. One of which is that it is so inspirational, I feel. You know, everyone, you know, has dreams, everything has things they want to do, right? As someone who's an aspiring author himself, to see a man just work on books to the point where he was probably writing upwards of 15,000 words a day, and able to release it all in this incredible present to all of his fans that has just spread his books far and wide, and has probably really fleshed out his Cosmere. He said that these are all standalone novels, that he wants to be the spice of the world, of the universe. I love it. It kind of sets the bar, I think. It sets a new bar for authors, especially in the realm of fantasy and sci-fi. You know, other authors can't find books in the couch cushions, and he's just finding them in his pockets and just throwing them at people. You know, he's absolutely insane. And I really find him a true role model because of that. Now, with that being said, what does this mean for you? Well, if you're interested, as I said, the Kickstarter is linked in the description. Give it a look. If you think it's something interesting, you can sign up. There are different tiers. For example, one where you just get books if you're not, you know, a Sanderson mega fan maybe. But an equally great thing is, well, those are all going to come out next year. So, in the meantime, why don't give it a try? You could quickly give one of his books a try now, and then you know if it's right for you. I mean, the Kickstarter is running for a bit over 2 weeks left, so you've got time. There's a few I'd recommend personally. So if you want a standalone novel, something where you don't need to worry about wanting to read more, the 2 best ones to go for would be Elantris or Warbreaker. Elantris was his first book, so a lot of people consider the writing quality to be the lowest. So that's why personally, if you're going for a standalone novel, I'd recommend going for Warbreaker. It's this beautiful world where there's magic that animates inanimate objects and gives them life through draining colour and using this kind of breath, which is a magic where everyone gets one, they can give it to other people. Then the next one, if you want something a bit more fleshy, is the Mistborn series starting with the Final Empire. This originally is a trilogy in a really dark world where a group of thieves, each with the ability to use a different kind of magic by ingesting metal, are all planning to kill this immortal god emperor who's tyrannizing the world. And the final book recommendation I'd give you is The Way of Kings. Now, The Way of Kings is the first book in Brandon's epic fantasy series, The Stormlight Archive, which is absolutely ginormous, even though it's only 4 books long. That's the book that has the Rhythm of War in it, that 450,000 word book I told you about earlier. These books are huge. The Way of Kings, the first one, is the smallest, and that has over 1,000 pages. So that gives you context as to what you're getting into. Don't tread in that lightly in case you are really into fantasy, because that could just kill you, honestly. But with that being said, that's the end of the video. If you thought that wasn't completely awful, even though I was yawning the whole way through, feel free to give me a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to be trying to release more consistently from now on, so hopefully you'll see more from me in the future if you do. But with that, you have a lovely day, a lovely morning, and I will catch you next time, guys. Peace.